Ladies and gentlemen, success is not a one-time event, nor is it a gift given to a chosen few. Success is a formula, a set of principles and habits practiced consistently every single day. If you study the most successful people in the world, you'll find that they did not stumble upon greatness by accident. They built it brick by brick, habit by habit, until their life became a masterpiece of discipline, focus, and growth. Today, I want to share with you what I call the ultimate success formula. 5 powerful daily habits that, if practiced with consistency, will transform your life forever. These are not just theories, they are timeless truths that create unstoppable momentum. Every great achievement begins in the mind before it becomes a reality. How you start your morning sets the tone for the entire day and ultimately for your entire life. If you wake up with confusion, rushing, and no direction, you hand over control of your life to circumstances. But if you wake up with clarity and intention, you design your life instead of drifting through it. Running through the path. Clarity means knowing exactly what matters most to you. It is about setting your compass before you begin the journey. Imagine a ship without a captain. It drifts aimlessly on the sea, at the mercy of the wind and waves. Many people live their lives this way, reacting to problems, distractions, and other people's demands. But successful people operate differently. They take a few minutes every morning to sit in silence, breathe deeply, and ask themselves, what do I want to accomplish today? What kind of person do I want to be? How do I want to show up in the world? Setting intention is not just about writing a to-do list. It's about aligning your mind, body, and spirit with your bigger vision. For example, if your goal is to build financial freedom, your intention for the day could be, I will focus on opportunities that move me closer to wealth and say no to distractions that waste my time. If your goal is health, your intention could be, I will fuel my body with energy, move with strength, honor my health above temporary cravings. A powerful morning routine could include writing down your top 3 priorities, visualizing yourself accomplishing them, and affirming the values you want to embody. Some people call this priming or mental rehearsal. It programs your subconscious to look for solutions, ideas, and actions that align with your vision. Clarity also gives you emotional power. Think about it. When you know where you're going, challenges don't feel as overwhelming. Distractions lose their grip. Negative people don't affect you as much. You're no longer reacting, you're responding with purpose. So, before you touch your phone, check emails, or scroll through social media, ownership of your mind. Even 10 minutes of focused clarity in the morning can create momentum that carries you through the entire day. Success is not built in the hours you work. It's built in the mindset you carry into those hours. Remember this truth. If you don't control your mornings will control you. Start every day with clarity and watch how life begins to align with your vision, step by step, habit by habit, choice by choice. Your mind is the most powerful tool you will ever own. It can either be your greatest ally or your biggest enemy, and the choice lies in what you feed it every single day. Just like your body needs the right nutrition to stay healthy, your mind needs positive input to grow, stay strong, and function at its highest level. Think about it. If you eat junk food every day, your body becomes weak, sluggish, and prone to disease. In the same way, if you fill your mind with negativity, toxic conversations, constant bad news, your thoughts become polluted. Fear, doubt, and insecurity begin to take over. When you intentionally feed your mind with positivity through uplifting books, empowering podcasts, motivational videos, or even surrounding yourself with optimistic people, you condition your brain to focus on possibilities instead of problems. The truth is, we live in a noisy world. From the moment you wake up, you are bombarded with messages, social media notifications, breaking news headlines, running through the park, gossip from people, endless opinions. If you are not careful, this noise can drown out your inner voice, the one that whispers, "You are capable of more. You are strong enough. You can make it happen." That's why guarding your mental diet is as important as guarding what you eat. Feeding your mind with positivity is not about ignoring reality, it's about strengthening your perspective so that when challenges come, you face them with courage instead of fear. For example, if you read 10 pages of a powerful personal development book every morning, you begin the day with fresh ideas, renewed energy, and a mindset ready to win. If you spend 15 minutes listening to an inspiring podcast, your brain starts looking for solutions instead of excuses. Science even backs this up. Positive thoughts create new neural pathways in the brain, rewiring your subconscious patterns. When you repeatedly focus on empowering messages, your brain literally learns to default to optimism, resilience, and confidence. Over time, this becomes your natural state of being. But positivity isn't only about information, it's also about association. The people you spend time with are like mirrors, they reflect who you are becoming. If you surround yourself with negative, complaining, and toxic individuals, you will unconsciously absorb their energy. On the other hand, if you connect with people who inspire you, challenge you, and lift you higher, their energy fuels your growth. That's why Jim Rohn famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." So, ask yourself, what am I feeding my mind every day? Are you consuming content that empowers you or content that drains you? Are your conversations filled with ideas and solutions or gossip and complaints? Success is not an accident. It is a reflection of your inner world. If your mind is strong, focused, and filled with positivity, you can endure setbacks, rise after failures, and keep moving forward. If your mind is weak, cluttered, and filled with negativity, even the smallest obstacle will feel like a mountain. Remember, your external life is always a reflection of your internal life. To change the outside, you must first transform the inside. Begins with feeding your mind daily with positivity, inspiration, and knowledge that pushes you toward greatness. Guard your mental diet as if your life depends on it, because it does. Your body is the vehicle through which you experience life. No matter how brilliant your ideas are, no matter how ambitious your dreams may be, if your body does not have the strength, energy, and vitality to carry you, then your potential will remain locked inside you. That is why movement, daily, intentional movement, is not just a fitness habit. It is a success habit. Think about this: when you wake up in the morning and you move your body, you are not just exercising, you are awakening your mind, recharging your spirit, and telling yourself, "I am alive, I am strong, and I am ready to conquer this day." It could be a full workout at the gym, a brisk morning walk, yoga, stretching, or even dancing to your favorite music. The form doesn't matter. The principle is that movement generates energy. Energy is the currency of achievement. When your energy is high, you make better decisions. You think clearly. You approach challenges with creativity and courage. But when your energy is low, even small tasks feel overwhelming and your motivation drains away. That's why many successful leaders, entrepreneurs, and visionaries make physical movement a non-negotiable part of their daily routine. They know that physical strength fuels mental resilience. Science confirms this too. Exercise increases blood flow to the brain, releases endorphins, the body's natural, feel-good chemicals, and reduces stress hormones. Just 20 minutes of movement can lift your mood, sharpen your focus, and give you the mental clarity you need to perform at your best. This is why people who move daily are often more productive, running through the park, and more emotionally stable than those who neglect their physical health. But movement is more than just physical benefit. It is spiritual alignment. When you move, you shift stagnant energy. You break free from mental blocks. You silence the noise in your head and reconnect with your inner strength. That's why so many people say they get their best ideas during a run, a workout, or a long walk. The body in motion awakens the mind in creation. And let's be honest, success requires stamina. Whether you are building a business, writing a book, raising a family, or pursuing a dream, life will demand long hours, focus, and persistence. If your body is weak, your journey will feel 10 times harder. If your body is strong and filled with vitality, you can endure, you can adapt, and you can keep going long after others have given up. So, here's the truth: movement is not optional, it is essential. If you want ultimate success, you must treat your body as your most valuable asset. Fuel it with healthy foods, hydrate it, rest it, and most importantly, move it daily. Even 20 to 30 minutes of intentional movement can transform your state of mind and your capacity to perform. Ask yourself, am I giving my body the respect it deserves? Because without health, success loses its meaning. Without energy, dreams remain unfulfilled. With a strong body and an energized spirit, there is no mountain too high, no obstacle too heavy, and no challenge too great. Remember this: your body is the engine of your success. The stronger you keep it, the further you will go. In today's world, focus is more valuable than gold. We live in an age of endless distractions. Social media notifications, emails, constant pings, breaking news, advertisements, and the demands of others pulling us in 100 different directions. Most people live in a state of reaction, bouncing from one distraction to another, never giving their full attention to the things that truly matter. But here's the truth: focus is the superpower of success. Every great achievement in history was born from focus. When Thomas Edison was inventing the light bulb, he didn't spend his days scrolling through distractions. He spent years pouring his attention into one goal. When Serena Williams trained to become one of the greatest athletes of all time, she wasn't dabbling in dozens of sports. She focused her energy on mastering one. When Elon Musk builds companies that change the future, he doesn't scatter his energy. He channels it with intensity. Focus means deciding what matters most and giving it your undivided attention. It is not about doing more things, it's about doing the right things. Too many people confuse business with productivity. They fill their day with small, meaningless tasks that keep them occupied, but never move them closer to their dreams. Focus requires you to eliminate the noise, cut out the unnecessary, and concentrate only on what creates real progress. Think of sunlight. On its own, warms the skin. But when you concentrate that same sunlight through a magnifying glass, it creates fire. That is the power of focus. Your energy, when scattered, is harmless. But when concentrated, it becomes unstoppable. One way to master focus is through time blocking, dedicating specific hours of your day to your most important work without interruptions. Turn off notifications. Put your phone on silent. Close unnecessary tabs. Tell others you're not available during that time. This simple habit can double, even triple your productivity because it gives your brain the space to enter a deep state of concentration. Psychologists call this flow state, that magical zone where time disappears, creativity flows effortlessly, and you produce your best work. Another secret to focus is learning the power of saying no. Every yes you give to something unimportant is a no to something important. Running through the park. Successful people are ruthless about protecting their attention. They don't allow themselves to be pulled into gossip, meaningless meetings, or endless scrolling. They understand that their focus is a limited resource, and once it's gone, the day is lost. But focus is not only about what you avoid. It's also about what you choose to pursue with all your heart. It requires clarity of vision. When you know your purpose, your priorities become obvious. When you know your goal, your distractions lose their grip. That's why so many people fail to achieve success, not because they lack talent, but because they lack focus. Ask yourself, what am I giving my attention to every day? If someone looked at how you spend your hours, would they see progress toward your dream or endless distraction? Remember this truth: where focus goes, energy flows. Where energy flows, results grow. If you master focus, you will achieve more in 1 year than most people achieve in a decade. If you lose focus, even a lifetime of effort will feel wasted. So protect your attention. Guard your focus. Train your mind like a warrior. Because in the end, person who controls their focus controls their future. Dreams without action are nothing more than fantasies. Ideas without execution are wasted opportunities. Success does not belong to the person with the best intentions, the most talent, or even the biggest dreams. It belongs to the one who takes consistent action day after day, no matter how small that action may seem. Many people wait for the perfect moment to begin. They tell themselves, I'll start when I feel ready, when I have more time, when the circumstances are better. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment. Waiting is the silent killer of dreams. What separates those who succeed from those who merely wish is not readiness, but action, imperfect, persistent, daily action. Think of a dripping faucet. One drop of water looks insignificant, but over time, drip by drip, it fills a bucket. Or imagine a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble. Each strike of the hammer seems small, but after thousands of strikes, a masterpiece emerges. That is the power of consistency. It is not about making massive leaps every day. It is about steady, relentless progress in the direction of your vision. Action creates momentum. The first step may feel the hardest, but once you take it, the second step becomes easier than the third. Soon, what once seemed impossible becomes natural. Consistency builds habits. Habits shape destiny. A small daily effort compounds into extraordinary results over time. This is the law of compounding, not just in money, in effort, growth, and achievement. Think about it this way: if you improve yourself by just 1% every day, in 1 year you are not 365% better, you are nearly 38 times better than when you started. That is the miracle of compounding action. But it only works for those who commit to small, consistent steps instead of waiting for big, occasional breakthroughs. Running through the park. Successful people are not always the most talented, they are the most persistent. They show up on the days they don't feel like it. They take action even when motivation is low. They understand that discipline will take you further than motivation ever will. Motivation gets you started, but discipline, consistent action, is what keeps you going when the excitement fades. And here's another truth: action creates clarity. Too many people waste years overthinking, analyzing, and planning, waiting for certainty before they move. Clarity doesn't come from thinking. It comes from doing. When you act, you learn. When you act, you discover what works and what doesn't. Every step forward, even if it leads to failure, gives you feedback that brings you closer to success. Ask yourself, am I acting daily toward my dreams or just thinking about them? Am I waiting for conditions to be perfect, or am I willing to begin imperfectly? Because every day you delay, your dream drifts further away. But every small action you take today pulls it closer into reality. Remember this: tiny steps build massive mountains. Small wins create unstoppable momentum. Consistency turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. So commit to action. Not tomorrow, not next week. Today, take one step, no matter how small, and then another. Over time, those steps will lead you to the summit of your greatest success. Gratitude is one of the most transformative forces in life. is more than just saying thank you. It is a mindset, a daily practice, a way of viewing the world that shifts your entire reality. When you live in gratitude, you stop focusing on what is missing and start appreciating what is already present. And that shift changes everything. Most people live in a constant state of dissatisfaction. They chase what they don't have, they compare themselves with others, they focus on what's lacking instead of celebrating what's abundant. And as a result, no matter how much they achieve, never feel truly happy. Gratitude is the antidote to this cycle. Reminds you that happiness is not found in having more. It is found in recognizing the blessings you already have. Think about this right now. You have things that someone else is praying for. The roof over your head, the food on your table, your health, your opportunities, your relationships. These are not small things. These are treasures that many people only dream of. But because we experience them daily, we take them for granted. Gratitude reawakens your awareness. It makes the ordinary feel extraordinary. Science has even proven the power of gratitude. Studies show that people who practice gratitude daily sleep better, feel happier, have lower stress levels, and even improve their physical health. Why? Because gratitude changes your focus. And whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you will see more problems. If you focus on blessings, you will see more opportunities. Practicing gratitude can be simple yet powerful. You can start by keeping a gratitude journal. Every morning or night, write down 3 things you are thankful for. It could be as big as achieving a milestone or as small as a smile from a stranger. You can also practice gratitude visualization. Close your eyes, imagine the people, experiences, and opportunities you cherish, and let that sense of appreciation fill your heart. Or you can practice spoken gratitude. Telling others how much you value them not only uplifts your spirit but strengthens your relationships. Gratitude also builds resilience. Life will bring challenges, disappointments, and hardships. That is guaranteed. But gratitude allows you to find light even in the darkest times. Instead of asking, "Why me?" you begin to ask, "What is this teaching me? What can I be grateful for even in this moment?" And that perspective turns obstacles into opportunities, pain into purpose, and setbacks into stepping stones. The most successful and fulfilled people in the world have this in common: they practice gratitude daily. They don't wait until everything is perfect to be grateful. They are grateful in the process, in the struggle, in the journey itself, because they know gratitude is not a result of happiness. It is the cause of happiness. Ask yourself, do I wake up focusing on what's missing, or do I wake up counting what's already abundant? Do I end my day complaining about what went wrong, or reflecting on what went right? Remember this truth: gratitude turns what you have into enough and enough into abundance. So make gratitude a daily habit. Write it, speak it, feel it. Because when you live with gratitude, you don't just change your day, you change your entire life. Reflection is one of the most overlooked habits of success, yet it is the very bridge that turns experience into wisdom. Every single day of your life carries lessons, hidden treasures of knowledge, insights, and opportunities to grow. But here's the problems. Most people rush through their days without ever pausing to think, to analyze, or to learn. They repeat the same mistakes over and over. Not because life doesn't give them lessons, but because they never take the time to reflect. Think of reflection as looking into a mirror for your soul. Just as you look in a mirror to adjust your appearance, you must also look inward to adjust your actions, decisions, and mindset. Without reflection, life becomes repetitive. With reflection, life becomes progressive. Every evening, take a few minutes to ask yourself, what did I do well today? Where did I fall short? What can I improve tomorrow? This practice transforms your daily experiences into stepping stones for growth. Instead of being stuck in cycles of frustration, you start to see patterns, habits that help you and habits that hurt you. And once you see the pattern, you have the power to change it. Successful people don't avoid failure, they analyze it. They don't ignore mistakes, they study them. Reflection allows you to extract meaning from both your victories and your struggles. For example, if you achieved something today, ask what specific actions led me there. How can I repeat this tomorrow? If you failed at something, ask, what did this failure teach me? How can I adjust my strategy next time? With this mindset, no day is wasted, because even a bad day becomes a classroom of wisdom. Reflection also deepens gratitude and clarity. When you pause at the end of the day and look back, you start to notice the small wins you would have otherwise overlooked. The encouraging word from a friend, the little progress you made on your project, the strength you showed in handling a challenge. These reflections fuel your confidence and remind you that you are moving forward even when it feels slow. One powerful tool for reflection is journaling. Writing down your thoughts at the end of the day helps you process emotions, capture lessons, and clear your mind for tomorrow. Another method is meditation or quiet time. Simply sitting in silence and letting your mind review the events of the day without judgment, just observation. These practices sharpen your self-awareness, and self-awareness is the foundation of transformation. Think about this. A life without reflection is like a journey without a map. You may keep moving, but you have no idea if you are moving in the right direction. Reflection is your compass. It ensures that you are not just busy, but effective. Not just moving, but progressing. Ask yourself, am I learning from my days or just repeating them? Am I living with awareness or just existing in autopilot? Remember this truth: the unexamined day is a wasted day. The reflected day is a day that multiplies its value. So make reflection your daily ritual. End each day not with scrolling, complaining, or worrying, but with intention. Review your actions, celebrate your progress, acknowledge your lessons, and prepare your mind for a better tomorrow. Do this consistently, and you will find that each day becomes not just a passage of time, but a building block of wisdom, growth, and ultimate success. Ladies and gentlemen, success is not built in one day. It is built every day. It is not the result of luck, chance, or a single breakthrough moment. It is the accumulation of small, deliberate habits repeated consistently over time. When you start your day with clarity, you set your direction. When you feed your mind with positivity, you strengthen your belief system. When you move your body, you create unstoppable energy. When you master focus, you amplify your productivity. When you take consistent action, you build momentum. When you practice gratitude, you shift into abundance. And when you reflect daily, you turn every experience into wisdom. This is the ultimate success formula. These habits are not theories. They are timeless truths practiced by the greatest leaders, innovators, and achievers the world has ever seen. And the best part, they are available to you starting right now. You don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You don't need to wait for someone's permission. You don't need to wait for life to change. You must change, and life will follow. So, I leave you with this challenge. Don't just listen, act. Just dream, do. Don't just wish, commit. Begin today. Start small, stay consistent, and trust the process. Because if you live these habits daily, not only will you change your days, not only will you change your years, you will change your entire life forever.